Hey everyone, today I wanted to do a video on my favourite Makeup Geek eyeshadows. Any of you who watch my other videos know that I often use a lot of Makeup Geek eyeshadows to create different looks. So I thought I would just run through some of my top favourite ones, the ones that I would recommend people buying, and yeah, just tell you about my personal favourite ones. So first of all, I always store my Makeup Geek eyeshadows in a C palette. You can get these in lots of different colours, different sizes. This is like a medium sized one. Got a baby one that holds like 9, which is good when you just want to take a few away with you, or you can get even bigger ones than this as well. These, I always get my Makeup Geek shadows because I'm based in the UK from Beauty Bay. They sell them for about £5 I think, or £5.50 now, and then they have some foiled ones that go up to about £8. So the first one is this white one, and it is called Ice Queen. I'll just do a little swatch for you. So this is a really nice semi-matte with a little bit of a tiny little bit of a glitter, but it's very, very fine, and it's more like a tiny, tiny amount of a shimmer, but it's pretty much matte with a little bit of flecks going through it. So this is what it looks like. So as you can see, it's just like a really good white matte eyeshadow with tiny, tiny bits of sparkle in it. So I like to use this as an inner corner highlight or a brow bone highlight. Really, really like it, and the formula is really nice. It's very buttery, and it doesn't do a lot of dropout, which I really like about the Makeup Geek shadows. And for the price, I think the quality is really there, and the pigmentation is really strong, so I really, really like that about them. So this is another of my favourites, which is Mirage. You can see I've been using this one a lot. So let me just get a little wipe. I realise when you're doing swatches, just grab a little simple facial wipes, then we can cleanse and give a true colour for each one. So yeah, this Mirage shade, it's like a yellowy, let me just show you what it's like. That's it on my finger. It's like a yellowy, creamy shade, and I really like this one. It's not got any sparkle in this one, and it's basically like kind of like a matte highlighting colour with a little bit of a satiny finish. So you can see it there. It's kind of yellowy, matte satin finish, which is really good again for highlighting the brow bone, and also for, yeah, I mainly use this for brow bone rather than inner corner highlight, because it is a little bit yellowy. So I do like that for the brow bone highlight, and sometimes I'll actually put that on my eyelid as well. If I want to lighten up a colour that, say, I'm doing an eyeshadow and then it gets a little bit messy when I'm blending, then I'll put that on the eyelid and it just cleans it up a bit as well. So another of my favourites is this shade called Shimmer Shimmer. It's a very well known Makeup Geek colour. It's like a pinky champagne colour, which is shimmery, hence the name Shimmer Shimmer. So I'll just swatch this for you. So yeah, it's like a pinky champagne colour. I put that on an awkward bit of my hand. Yeah, you can see it's really shimmery, and this is super good for inner corner highlight and also for highlighting the brow bone, and also I will put this on my eyelids as well, because I really like sometimes doing like a shimmery, it's not sparkly but shimmery lid look. So the next favourite of mine, these aren't in any particular order, I just had them in my palette, and I arranged them sort of from light to then into warm colours, then into browns, and then some pinks. So that's the order that I'm doing it in, not actually order of my favourites. At the end I might pick out my actual, like, if I couldn't live without 3 eyeshadows from Makeup Geek at the end. So the next shade is Beaches and Cream, and it looks like this. It is a matte, sort of peachy but a cool tone under it. It's got a, yeah, sort of a reddy, peachy undertone, which gives a little bit of a cool undertone, which is really great as a transition colour when you're doing starting to work in the crease. I really like this sort of to start off with, blend it up and then put other colours on top. It really makes blending out really easily, and on my skin colour it's a really, really good transition colour when I want to do a little bit more of a cool tone transition colour. I really, really love that one. So on to my next one, which is another transition colour, and it is called Peach Smoothie. And as you can see again, this one has been used a lot because I've got the little hidden pan section. So you can see this is a lot more peachy, hence the name Peach Smoothie. It's more orangey undertone. It's much warmer undertone than Peaches and Cream. It's super pigmented, but really, really great shade and consistency for doing transitioning in the crease area. So this is such a good colour to start off with, then build up other shades, and it really makes your eye makeup just look really seamless. And I feel like most makeup looks that have a warm undertone that I do, I will start with this, and when I want to do a more cool undertone look, I will start with Peaches and Cream. Then this next colour would be a great transition colour, and it's called Creme Brulee. So this is just getting a little bit more of a light brown shade, and I'll just swatch you this. What I normally do is, because I'm quite fair, I choose Peaches and Cream as a transition, or Peach Smoothie or Peaches and Cream as a transition. But if you had more tan skin or darker than me, this would be a good transition colour as well, because it's not too dark and it is a matte finish. It's kind of got a neutral undertone rather than being too warm or too cool. So it's really good also when doing a lot of eye looks. You can just sort of bring depth to the eye by using this in the crease, and sort of for a light smoky eye, for those who are fair, who don't want to do a too heavy of smoky eye, you can do a little bit of Peaches and Peach Smoothie and a little bit of this, and then boom, you've got like a very natural smoky eye, just to give a little bit of definition. On to my next colour is this shimmery one. It's like an orangey shimmery, and it's called Sin City. So it's a lovely orangey shimmery with a little bit of sparkle running through it. I'll just swatch you that. So it's a lovely, lovely shimmery, reflective colour, and really pigmented, which is really good. It's kind of got an iridescence where there's the gold and the orange undertone, so it gives, like, I'll show you it. It's in the light, it sort of sometimes can look more orangey, sometimes look more golden. So it's really, really beautiful. And what I would use this colour for is on the eyelids, to give a little bit of pop. The next shade is this colour here, which is kind of like a mustardy colour, and it is called Chickadee. So it's basically like a mustardy, I'll just swatch it for you. Yeah, it's kind of like a mustardy orangey yellow shade, and this is matte, so it's really good for putting in the crease and just building up depth, because I like to sort of build up from lighter to darker. So you can see this is like an orangey yeah, matte shade, which has sort of a little bit of brown undertones as well, so it's really very flattering on a lot of eye shades. Also guys, you might have noticed I'm not in my usual position for my videos. Normally I video my makeup tutorials when at my beauty desk, because I've got all my products there, but since we are doing just swatches, I thought I'd just be more comfy and be on my bed and be a bit more relaxed. So the next Makeup Geek favourite is this shade called Tiki Hut. So it's kind of like a muddy, it's basically a little bit more darker than that last one. It's more of a muddy, it's really hard to describe. It's like a muddy, I don't want to say like a vomity shade because that doesn't sound great, but it's kind of muddy, don't want to say poo shade either, but it's like not the most pleasant looking colour to describe, but it's like a muddy colour, let's just say. Muddy clay, like a warm mud clay shade. This is a matte colour, and again, it's nearly like a muddy khaki, yeah, that sort of khaki, sort of army shade. So this is what it looks like. It's sort of muddy brown. It's really, really great for, again, bringing dimension to the crease, outer corners, doing blending in the lower lashes, for creating sort of warm toned smoky eyes. But because it's not so warm toned, there's sort of a coolness to it. It's really good that you can use it to create a more cool tone or to neutralise a little bit if you've gone too warm and you want it to cool down your eye look but still keep it on the brown warm tones, if that makes sense. My next shade is this more cool tone brown, and it's called Latte, which I do like the name, Latte. Do love a good latte. I'm a coffee person. If I had to pick between a latte or a cappuccino, probably pick a latte, only because you normally get more drink in it, but I do like the foam in the cappuccinos. So this is a lovely, lovely brown colour. So as I said, it's not too warm, it's not too cool. It's just really lovely, and it's very flattering on the eyes. So I'll just show you that. So it's really, it's quite cool toned brown, and it's really, again, a good colour for just blending out, giving a smoky eye. Really, really love this colour. So this is my next shade, which is Wild West. Again, it's another brownie shade. It's basically got like a heather undertone, so kind of purpley undertone to this brown, and it's a really lovely consistency. This is what it looks like. So again, it is a matte colour, and let me just find space to swatch that. It is pigmented, and I do like the way it's got that sort of purpley, heathery undertone to the brown. So I really, really love this. Again, when I'm doing more of a less warm tone and more of a maybe purpley eye, then this is really good for putting in the crease because of it having that heathery purple undertone. So my next shade is called Cocoa Bear, which it's a really nice sort of chocolatey, warm tone brown. It's such a lovely, lovely colour for the crease and to smoke out when you're doing a nice warm tone eye colour. Super warm with a sort of red undertone. I really love this. It's such a beautiful colour. And that's what it looks like. So it's nice and very warm toned, deeper brown. So let's just start with this shade, which is a lovely shade called Mango Tango. So this has a little bit of tiny, tiny flecks of sparkle in it. And this is like a really sort of a stronger pinky sort of, let me show you what it looks like. So it is kind of pinky orangey, kind of, yeah, there's sort of like a pinky reddy orange shade. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's like a pinky reddy orange. So it's really lovely. I like putting this, building up the lighter shades and then putting a little bit of this. Actually, this colour you can use with a lot of other shades because you can just bring a little bit of an accent of this reddy, pinky orange. So it's actually really beautiful, and actually can be worn with more warmer tones and not just pink shadows as well. But it is nice to be worn with pink shadows as well because then it just brings a little bit more oomph. So on to this shade, which is called Sorbet. It's like a pale matte pink. It's a really pale colour here. It's just there. So it's like a really pale pink, which is really nice to build up in the crease, to bring a little bit more dimension. And then this can actually be put on the top of the eyelids as well. So it's a really beautiful colour, and really, really like that. And it's very soft. It feels really nice on the skin as well. So the next colour is one of the foiled eyeshadows. I have a few other foiled eyeshadows, but I didn't want to talk about them because they are nice, but this is my favourite foiled eyeshadow, and I just wanted to sort of stick with my favourites. This is in the Spotlight. So like I said, they retail for a little bit more money. They're a couple of pounds extra, but look at that. It's like a lovely champagne-y colour. Champagne-y on the more of the pinky side, but look how glistening that is. It's beautiful. I would say that I have ordered these and they are very, very fragile, so sometimes they can get damaged when posting. So yeah, that's probably the one downside of these. So they're really pigmented, really, really buttery, really, really smooth. They look really creamy. So that's it. Look how much glistening that shadow is. It's like, whoa, blinding, blinding, boom, boom, boom. I love it. So yeah, it's just a really lovely, like champagne-y pink shade. Absolutely beautiful, just glistens. I put this on my eyelid. It's definitely really, if you only need to get one foiled eyeshadow, I would recommend this. This nice shade, which is called Cinderella, which I really like that name. I loved Cinderella, the film, when I was a child, so it's a really nice name. So this is more of a pinky mauve. This isn't a foil shadow, but it is shimmery, sort of satiny finish. And this is, yeah, definitely more muted, rosy, more rose goldy shade. It's a bit more of an antique-y pink shade rather than vibrant, and you can see that it's got a satiny sheen to it, which is really nice without being too sparkly. It just gives reflectiveness. So if you don't like anything too sparkly or glittery but want a little bit of dimension, this is really nice. And I put this on my eyelids, and like I said, it's got that sort of rose goldy mauvey shade to it. The shade Cupcake. So love the name Cupcake. They do have really great names for Makeup Geek shadows. This is like a pinky purpley mauve shade. So it's just basically like when I would do a smoky eye and you start blending up with the different browns. I'd start off with that light sorbet shade, that light pink, and then go into building it up to this. So this is definitely more of a pinky purpley, but still more in the pink shade, with then sort of a purpley mauve undertone. So it's really lovely for building up and smoking out a pink eyeshadow look. So it's really nice and really blends out really easy. So it's nice and easy to get that sort of soft blended look. I'm gonna go on to these three shades. These are more in the, well, they are grey. This is called Sand Dollar, and this is a lovely grey bluey shade. So this is, again, what I would do with this one would be I would use this in my crease to build up before putting on darker colours when doing a grey look. And it's just kind of like a slaty stone colour, so that's it there. It's like a grey blue, but definitely more grey than blue, but with slight blue undertone grey. Prom Night, which is a lovely colour. It's kind of like a satiny sheer finish, and it looks like that, so it's more grey metallic. And let me just put it beside it, but it's kind of got a purple mauve undertone, so the it doesn't sit really flat. It actually is quite it looks quite silvery here, but actually on the eye it's kind of purpley mauvey silver. As you can see there, it's quite purpley mauve within a bit of a sheer finish, which is really nice. And like it says, it's prom night, so it's a little bit more of an evening look. Louis shade, which is called Chit Chat. So I have this, I put this in just as sort of a fun pop of colour, as a lot of my other shades were very neutrally, but if you want to have sort of a fun accent colour, or even just say do a neutral top lid and then just take this on a winged liner brush with some Fix Plus to wet it, then you could bring this as a coloured liner as well on the upper or lower lashes to give a little pop of colour if you didn't want to put it on your whole eyelid. I have worn this as a sort of when I want to do a more vibrant pop of colour and then maybe keep it neutral lip. So this is like a nice blue, and it's not a matte finish, it's kind of bluey violet, so it's got like a blue, electric-y blue within an undertone of a violet-y colour, which gives it sort of dimension. And I'm moving my arms so that you can try to see that it is sort of shimmery but without being glittery. It is the shade Corrupt. It's this black shade, and look how black that is. It's like super black. So this is really good for doing smoky eyes, or if you want to take it on a liner brush and do it as a lower lash or an upper lash liner. There's like a little bit of glitter goes through it, but it's very minimal, and that's how black it is. It's like as black as the writing on my top. So it's like super black, really good. And for a black, it doesn't fall out too much, which is good. Like the other shadows I don't find fall out at all. Black shadows normally have a little bit more fallout, and that one from Makeup Geek actually is not too bad for being a black. So that is all of the shades that I wanted to run through. So I'm going to pick out my, if you're only to have 5 of the colours, and I'm going to first of all start with this shade called Shimmer Shimmer. That's one of the ones I would recommend to have. It's that nice champagne colour, really good as a brow bone highlight, and actually you can even use it on your cheeks as a highlighter as well. The next shade that I would recommend you have is a Peach Smoothie, which is a really great blending transition colour. And then I would also recommend having the shade Creme Brulee. If you're darker skin tone, this would actually be a really good transition colour. And also if you're paler skinned, it just builds up and makes your smoky eye look more dimensioned. I would also recommend having that shade Black Corrupt from Makeup Geek. And my final shade, I only have one more to pick from, I'm gonna have to say In the Spotlight, the foiled eyeshadow. So those were my 5 top picks if you were only, out of all of them. Like all of these ones were my favourites, but then if you were only to have 5, because I did talk about quite a lot, those would be my 5 top picks for people. Thanks for watching my video, and if you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, and do subscribe to my channel to watch out for more of my beauty videos coming soon. So yeah, thanks guys, and do let me know in the comments below what your favourite Makeup Geek shadows are, if you do wear them, and if you don't currently wear them, I do recommend trying them out. They are really nice and they are affordable. So yeah, let me know your favourite colours or shades, because it's always nice to hear what you guys like to wear as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!